Hey everybody, it's Ryan here. I'm just touching on the subject of webcams. Now, I know the webcam feedback was a general, yeah, we want them. And we did record, or at least we thought we recorded the webcams for this episode. But unfortunately, the software that we were using to record the webcams may have messed up a little bit. And in the end, they never got recorded. Now, unfortunately, that means no webcams for this episode. But next episode, there will be webcams. So you can count on your lucky stars for that. Without further ado, editor, let's go into this episode. Hello, and we are so happy to welcome you back to this next episode of SideQuest. We appreciate all the interaction and feedback. We're trying to put together the best content we can, so your adventure goes by pretty smooth. I think we can all agree on that. Now, today is a big day. We almost have a full party. Evan's back. That's crazy. We'll get him to introduce himself in a second. So thank you for showing up. You're part of the party too, and we're hoping that this party grows bigger than the 30 subscribers that we have now, the 30 listeners.
33.
Thank everyone for subscribing, by the way. We really appreciate it. I'm looking at you, Michael.
Don't forget Instagram.
I'm looking at you, Michael.
Don't forget the Instagram's followers.
Yeah, we appreciate everybody.
Yes. Now, today's quest has been given to us by the Extra Dimensional Mage Tribunal. So that's pretty crazy. And they want to know what settings they should visit. They kind of want to know a little bit more about different worlds. So feel free to answer along. Comment down wherever you want. Instagram, Spotify. We'll get that question for you. Answer along. Give them a couple more ideas on where to visit. It'll be fun. But yeah, let's just have a quick introduction. Evan, I want you to introduce yourself. I want you to say, hey, I'm Evan, and my favorite ice cream flavor is. That's what I want you to say.
Oh, we're doing ice cream flavors.
I'm Evan. My favorite ice cream flavor is mint chocolate chip.
That's so perfect.
That's a good one.
Now, we'll move on to the next person who wants to jump in, say who they are, what their favorite flavor of ice cream is.
I don't know. You're the host. You tell us.
I'm
what
an
to
expert at jumping in. Hey guys, I'm Noah, and my favorite flavor of ice cream is. I like the cream. Well, I've forgotten it. It's like
cookies and
cream.
Cream?
This cookies and cream ice cream is great. I'm thinking about the blizzards at Dairy Queen. What are they called?
Strawberry
Cream egg?
cream?
Strawberry cheesecake.
That's it. Yeah, that's good.
It's not ice cream, but it's a phenomenal blizzard, and I highly recommend anybody try it.
I mean, a
Right.
blizzard's
Remember
pretty
that
much ice cream,
Is
right?
because Noah hasn't stopped
much.
saying that since he went to Dairy
Strawberry
Queen last.
cheesecake blizzard.
Well, let's move on to the next person. Someone jump in. I want to know who you are and what your favorite flavor of ice cream is.
I can go.
Yeah.
Hi, I am Alyssa, and my favorite ice cream flavor is very bland, just like me. I like vanilla.
Basic white girl.
I like vanilla ice cream. You can't go wrong with a classic.
Well,
So,
there's nothing wrong with a classic, so let's move on to the next quote-unquote white girl.
You?
Oh, well, if we want to talk about me as a white girl, my name's Ryan. I'm the host. I love asking questions. I'm itching to do it. I'm itching to do it again. And my favorite flavor is mint chocolate chip. A lot of people say it kind of tastes like toothpaste, but I like toothpaste. And I also like chocolate chips in my toothpaste, so, and last but not least...
who was your dentist and who allowed you to do
I'm
that?
Halia, and I like chocolate ice cream.
These are some wonderful flavors, guys. I really
Very.
think we should mix them all
Very
together. It'll
wonderful.
taste really good. And if you want to, you can also comment. I'm interested in reading. I don't know about you guys, but I've really liked reading all the comments left on the videos. Thank you. I'm gonna just call you out right now, Michael.
Again.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that.
Michael
And
has been
I'm glad
commenting like
Michael
10 million
quick.
times.
Yeah, Michael's a real G. Like
My man.
I appreciate, like you're feeding us this inspiration to keep going. So thank you very much, and thank you everyone else that happens to comment. We really appreciate the support, and we're very glad that you like our inane ramblings. So
I did see. I think it was him.
without
But he
further
said it's
ado,
understandable.
oh yeah, let's not interrupt you. What were you
No, I was
saying?
gonna say. I was gonna say
God.
he said his favorite with Monster was the Earth Elemental.
Yeah,
I was
Yeah.
about to say,
Michael,
that shit's crazy in Baldur's Gate. I love using that.
yeah,
guy.
it is. It is based, Michael. We have Jonas also likes conjuration, so you
True.
two might have something in common when we get him on here. Also, plant-based
Eventually.
characters, very cool. I haven't made one yet, but I think druid. I want to make a druid kind of like that. Some vines, some moss growing. Can't go wrong with it. But without further ado, let's not keep these extra-dimensional mages waiting. Who knows what they could do? I don't want to know what they might have. I don't want them to show up at my house or something like that. So I'm going to ask the first question. What is your favorite setting? It doesn't have to be fantasy. And I want to start with Evan. Because you're back. I'm welcoming you back. I want to know.
Why are you throwing me under the bus, man?
No, I just want to know what your favorite setting
Because
is.
you
dude.
missed an episode. This is your punishment.
Good
It's a
answer.
loaded question. Yeah, it's a loaded
Good
question.
answer.
Post-apocalypse. Just
Yeah.
anything.
Oh, true.
The vibe is, it's there. Now,
The vibe is,
what
is
kind of
terrifying
what
and
a
scary.
all
Awful.
being all alone, yeah, the feeling of helplessness. But why do you like the post-apocalyptia?
Mainly just because it resorts back to how you would necessarily see yourself in that situation. The world's gone to shit. Something's out there hunting the rest of humanity, and how are you going to arm yourself to survive it?
Yeah, I think we can all relate to that.
Not yet. Maybe you who's got the
It's happening.
intergalactic
No,
mages
the
after you.
the tribunal's after
That
me.
was so uncomfortable. Why did you
Anyways.
stare and pause?
I agree with your rationale, Evan. I really like the post-apocalyptia as well. for
I'm a
anybody-
big fan of Fallout.
Yeah, Fallout, I was about to mention it. For anybody who can't really pin that down, like the post-apocalyptia, Fallout is a great example. If you haven't heard of Fallout, it is the first two games are isometric RPGs, much like Baldur's Gate 3 is, with a little bit less camera control, and about 30 years out of date. Still wonderful games. I recommend going checking them out. And if you don't want to play them, just watch someone play them. Maybe watch a lore video. The newer ones are incredible. I also recommend checking those ones out as well.
Also probably a bit outdated, especially like
Oh.
Fallout 3. But
Fallout New
look,
Vegas, number one goat.
yeah, I like Fallout 3, but it's probably one of my favorite games. But I can acknowledge that it's
Yeah.
hasn't aged well.
Yeah. Now, what I want to further your question, Evan. What aspects of the post-apocalyptic, not in terms of what you just said, but the nuclear fallout or a zombie apocalypse? What kind of what I guess subclass of post-apocalyptia do you like the most?
Probably zombie apocalypse. But definitely close behind is nuclear bomb droppings.
Yeah.
Although
That's fun out of context.
slight bit of robot
Quote that.
technology takeover.
That's now that's happening. Sorry, artists, but your time's over. Well, I'm curious to hear from someone else about what their favorite setting is. So why don't we jump over to Alyssa? What we hear from you last every time. Why don't we just put you right into the pan? What's your favorite setting?
Why you gotta pick me? Oh
Why
no. I don't know.
good answer.
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Wow.
settings.
Wow. Good
Way to go,
answers.
guys. Way to
Dude,
go.
these questions, dude. I'm telling you, they get better every episode. The
I
pauses
swear,
become
I
longer.
swear, I swear.
It's nuts.
Next thing you know, we're just gonna have such a long pause.
One question, an hour long.
Well, I know there's
Yeah,
one setting
literally.
you might agree with me here, Alyssa, and that's I think Pokemon is a very calm, relaxing
True.
setting.
I
know
want
there's
to be
some
the very
people
best.
that
No one
ever
ever was.
That's real.
To catch them is my real quest.
Guys,
To train them is my
is my cause.
Nintendo some of the coppers.
I will travel.
No,
across
they
the land.
aren't.
We're gonna die.
I'm just
Nintendo's
saying a
setting it-
sentence.
It's a room
They can't do
cover.
anything about it.
The Yakuza are coming for
Yeah,
us.
we'll you know what, we'll cover some of these songs in a future podcast. Maybe we'll do the musical podcast. What do you guys
Sing
think?
along.
We just a karaoke
Sing-along?
podcast.
We're gonna
Let us
sing
know,
that song
Michael.
for
Let me
Wayne.
know, Michael. I want you to address me specifically and tell me how you like that.
Hold on.
Yeah. By name, you got to be like Ryan.
Hey,
I
Ryan.
think.
I think that
You
I
should
think
do
the
this.
karaoke podcast is an excellent idea.
Hee.
Yeah.
we know how we know
Pokemon.
what we know what Evan does at karaoke. So, anyways, let's see what you're saying.
Pokemon is
Does karaoke.
Pokemon does karaoke. Yeah, Pokemon is up there because Pokemon's dope, and having little creatures is like so much fun. But also
Yeah.
like the thought of like I don't even know if this fits the terms of your question, but like the thought of like this fantasy like garden oasis type thing is like my dream. And if I could live in a realm just filled with flowers and like little like canopies with like flowers and shit everywhere, I would be a little fairy in my little realm of that. And yeah, don't know if that fits the terms of your questions,
My
but
first
I'm
thought-
changing your question.
My first thought was
Yeah.
Squidward's Tiki Land.
What?
If anybody gets that.
I know.
Is
Yeah, I get that.
Land? What is that?
I've
You guys don't
never
know?
heard of that.
It's the most
I don't like
relaxing
SpongeBob.
place.
You know what? Question for another day. I'll ask you
Editor,
guys' opinions
editor.
on Squidward's.
Editor,
Tiki-
put in Squidward's
Editor,
Tiki
put a
Land.
picture.
All right. There's the editor right there. By the way,
What is
he's watching
that?
from the back.
You-
We
It's the
got
Mage's Guild.
special
They're hunting.
guest Junior again.
I definitely think a fantasy setting is probably like peak for picking a setting to live in. You know, Dungeons and Dragons is also. I guess you could just generalize it as that. Leave it at that.
True.
There's
What,
some
what do you
Fae
think
Rune.
draws
stuff, though.
you? Yeah, what do you think draws you to this setting? Like, what do you think some major pros and cons would be to live in a setting like D&D?
In D&D?
Yeah, just a fantasy setting in general. If you wanted to be like a fairy in a little garden oasis, you know, what do you think?
Well-
Some troublesome cons. And
Well,
some
it depends
Nice pros.
who is the DM of said D&D universe, because some of them just sprinkle in some chaos and would ruin my garden fantasy. But I think it would be overall, if there wasn't a DM trying to kill everyone with fucking whatever the hell, it would be quite peaceful, and I would love that. Real life Alyssa would sneeze every 20 minutes, but
In
Fantasy
settings, they got cures
Alyssa.
for that. They got
fantasy
cures for that.
Alyssa would have no
the
allergies to
sneeze
such
on the
things.
answer.
Yeah.
No, please don't coin that. I don't want to be that.
The sneezer.
No.
Well,
Master Sneezer.
I feel like honestly, anybody who like daydreams a lot, you probably find yourself in some sort of fantasy setting. So I think that's pretty relatable. It's a pretty relatable answer. You know, who wouldn't like to live in a? As long as you're not the protag, you know, rest in peace to your parents. You know, whose backstory has them kept around, and even if they are kept around, the DM will
a
give them
rogue,
They don't last
if you're
that
a
long.
rogue, your parents are dead. If you're any other class, you might have a chance.
You may have a chance,
Roll
but
for
it's
it.
doubtful.
Roll
Yeah, it's
for it.
doubtful. It's really doubtful. And even if they do live, like if there's a dungeon master of that world,
They're
Yeah.
dying.
Yeah,
they're not
shout
sticking
out
around
to,
for
shout out
long.
to Jonas for killing my entire family as Xavier.
Oops. He didn't kill your whole family.
Yeah,
did he?
one
Yeah.
Out of the,
character
like,
of my
that's
family
not-
was left alive, and that
that's
was my
not
little sister.
all of them.
Listen,
There was, like,
people
eight
die in
people.
war.
How could he
People
do
die
this?
in war. Don't worry about it. It's all fine. It's all fine.
I mean, my parents
they're in a better
disowned
place.
me in Jonas's campaign too.
They're the real
so
ones.
Torio
Sure.
had great parents.
well,
So sucks to be you guys, I guess.
He's
You know
he's
what?
gonna get to them eventually.
that was Ordelia, not Araya. Araya, I didn't even write parents for Araya.
speaking of names that end with A, Halia, what is your favorite setting?
I guess I kind of have to say Lord of the Rings because
Oh.
I'd be a
Good
little Hobbit,
answer. Good
be a little
answer.
That's
Hobbit
deep.
and
Mhm.
Hobbiton, just chilling out.
The food.
Yeah. Oh my god, Hobbit food looks amazing.
Yeah. Okay. Any Tolkien heads out there? If
I
you've
hate that
seen
you say it
if
that way. I hate it
you've
so
seen
much.
Tolkien, correct me if I'm wrong. I
hope
think that's
you're
how it's
wrong.
pronounced.
I hope you're wrong.
But Hobbit
I'm
food,
wrong.
I'm telling you, dude. You watch The Hobbit, you see all the dwarves eating all of Bilbo Baggins' food.
Looks
I jump
great.
into my screen every time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real
Um,
controversial for 2 seconds. Never
Yeah.
seen it.
We're
We'll have
getting
a
her to
movie night.
watch it.
Yeah, we'll have a movie
Don't
night. You know
worry.
what? You know what? I might ask a question at the end. We might have like you know how, like there's a book club. Why don't we have a movie club where you and the audience and us we watch the movies on our own free time, and then next episode I'll pose the question to everyone. Hey,
Yeah,
what's your favorite part of X movie?
here's some engagement, everyone. Write down a movie that I should see because I probably
That's
have not
true.
seen
Yeah,
it.
we have a
And then
list.
these
Yeah.
fuckers will make me watch it, and then I'll do
Yeah.
a movie review.
And we'll have a little review night.
to watch movies.
So true.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think? What do you think so alluring about the Tolkien world then? Like, what do you think? Why do you think you want to live in that setting so much, or why do you think it's your favorite setting?
Well, it's not my favorite setting. It's the more safer option.
Out of a technicality, why is it your favorite setting?
Because, like, specifically Hobbiton, though. It's specifically Hobbiton because nothing happens there. They're just great in their own little world. And Mordor, what's that? They don't know what that is. So I'd be great. I'd just be chilling out, eating grapes and cheese. But if I
Grapes
wanted to do
and
my
cheese.
actual
Living the dream.
favorite, I wouldn't because it's Harry Potter and there are far too many evil wizards trying to kill everyone. And I know
Well,
for
yeah.
a damn fact, if I were at all a wizard, I'd be a Muggleborn.
That was just. I feel like all the bad things happened just because Harry Potter was there. Like when he was gone, I bet the school was great. Like nothing happened. It was
Probably.
chill.
Yeah.
But like, because he's still alive canonically now, so something
Yeah,
would go wrong.
it's over,
And his
dude.
children literally, and cursed child
Yeah,
get shit
uh-oh.
on.
Yeah, if I'm in the Harry Potter universe, catch me pulling up to Harry's crib with a wand like that. Avada Kedavra.
Harry would smoke you for dinner.
I'm gonna
Nah,
be
dude.
real
What's he gonna do?
controversial for a second.
He
I've
ain't
never
smoking
seen
that.
it.
But
I
like,
win.
I would want to strictly because Grindelwald could look like Johnny Depp and Mads Mikkelsen. That's it.
Grindelwald's
Because
dead.
everything else is too dangerous. It's what?
Grindelwald's dead.
Maybe only a
So
little
you're
bit.
saying like if you were back in that time period?
You're
Oh,
gonna
I
make
see.
Halia watch Harry Potter again.
I haven't seen the last Fantastic Beasts movie.
Oh yeah, that one's he's not Johnny Depp anymore. Sorry
No, I
to
know
disappoint.
that.
Oh yeah.
I know that, but I didn't know what happened to him. I thought he was just like in Azkaban. Damn. Okay.
It was, but I think in the movies, like anyway, this isn't a Harry Potter.
Well, speaking
it's
of
over.
speaking of
It could
people,
be.
speaking of people that would be sent to Azkaban, Noah, what's your favorite setting?
Don't send me to Azkaban.
Hey, I know you casting them curses. I know you be doing
Nah,
that. type of
I
shit.
never in the Harry Potter game that came out recently. I did not learn Avada Kedavra. I'm a good boy. Okay,
Did
I
you learn
would.
any of the other
I
ones?
would.
we don't talk about the other two. I learned them. I did not cast them. I didn't cast them on.
What about?
I just
what
wanted
about
to.
the firebolt one?
That's look.
That's
that,
a curse.
that-
Okay, but
Nuh-uh.
like not all curses are like the worst thing.
Well, enough Harry Pottering around. What's your favorite setting, Noah?
well, I could just scoot right back over to Harry Potter because I do love that series. I'm a big fan. I've read all the books. I've watched all the movies. But like Alia said, I think it can get scary sometimes, you know. And like I said previously, a setting where like nothing bad ever happens would be Pokemon. Sure, like
Mm-hmm.
apocalyptic events will happen every now and again, but the protagonist usually
That's
solves
really
it.
just
Yeah, we don't hear about the times they
Gen
don't.
6.
Well, Gen 3
Hey.
had the whole, like,
Oh, Gen
the
3
still-
too.
Earth and the sea is gonna dry up or whatever.
Well,
But honestly,
I'm sure
like-
they don't-
Okay, really
Pokemon's
just Gen
chill.
3,
Time
Gen
to tell them to
6.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I really, I think they probably don't tell you about the times that they don't succeed. I feel like those regions don't exist anymore.
That would be interesting, though.
I have no
What do you
idea
think?
Yeah.
So,
about.
what kind of draw? I know you're talking about the calmness, but I know there's probably other reasons that you'd like to live in like the Pokemon world in particular. Do you think like maybe just the fun creatures are a big aspect to that, or
Oh,
is there any
yeah.
other factors that kind
absolutely.
of weigh into you wanting to like call it your favorite setting, or?
Any other factors? Well, it's also like similar to Harry Potter. I've played most of the Pokemon games, so I'm very familiar with them. Yeah, no, it just seems like the chillest place to hang around.
Okay. Yeah. Just do not leave your mom alone with Professor Oak.
That's
Don't walk
only
in the
Ash's
tall grass.
mom. It's
Hey,
only
hey,
Ash's
you think he's only going
mom.
after one mom? Maybe he's loyal, actually. I take it back.
Because
Professor
Professor
Oak.
Oak isn't in the other games,
Hey.
He's
right?
the,
Yeah,
he's
there's
the,
other
he's the
tree
MILF
people.
machine. Okay,
Well,
he got moms. He's coming for him.
What?
Me when I have
What?
a mom.
hide him.
Just kidding. I love you,
Um,
Mom. If you're watching this, Mom, I love you.
Mom, I know you're watching this. I love you. Shout out to my mom. I love my mom.
Shout out to mom.
Shout out to moms.
Yeah, shout out your
everywhere.
moms, guys. Call your mom after this. If you're watching this, call your mom. She'll appreciate it.
Call your
If you don't
mom.
have a mom, I'm sorry. My favorite setting is pretty niche. I'm gonna scoot right by that. It's pretty niche. Not a lot of people have played it. In fact, the game got shut down because not enough people played it. Worlds Adrift.
Oh.
Okay. Now, this is my favorite game of all time, but it's also just the setting's pretty interesting. There are these giant walls made of like sand and like windstorms, and you have to make flying airships to go through them to get to the different parts of the world. And there's a bunch of like floating islands and stuff that you can visit. And I think it's super cool because they have a grappling hook, and I love grappling hooks. And just thinking about now, I'm afraid of heights, and I can almost assure you that I'll get seasick. But I feel like if I was in that world, I would suck it up. I'd be grappling around these ships. I'd be a pirate. I'd be having fun. It'd be so cool. It's really alluring to live in that kind of setting. I think it's a lot of fun, and it's very unique. I don't. Maybe you guys can enlighten me down in the comments, but I haven't really seen anything else like that at all.
For
So-
2 seconds, it sounded like you were describing Skylanders.
I don't know anything about Skylanders, so if it's like Skylanders, then
What you
hey, my
described.
backup answer. I don't know anything about Skylanders, but maybe I'm a Skylander. Now, speaking about
We'll get a portal. And you'll,
get a portal.
we'll get a
No.
portal.
Spyro!
I'm sure there's someone selling
They
a
did my boy
copy of
dirty.
Well,
We love
You
Spyro.
know what?
Skylanders, right?
we're talking about selling. I actually kind of want. I got a question for you guys. I know, Mr. Question over here. But if you're a
Really?
video game merchant, what do you guys think your like primary stock would be? What would you sell if you're a video game merchant? And just to set the example, I'll start us off. Now, I'm a Coke drinking machine. Okay, you got a Coke, I'm gonna drink it. Okay, my merchant status would 100% be catered to like soda drinkers, like just tons of soda and drip.
You would only
okay?
sell Coke. What do you mean?
Coke and clothing is what I'm selling. So just
Coke and
sodas and clothing, okay? You come up into my store, you see the mannequins dressed up in the the Hawaiian shirts, the jeans,
Oh,
and you
that's
see
true.
along the walls just vending machines and refrigerators full of drinks that I'm willing to sell you my finest potions. You know what I'm saying?
What is your store called? I'm curious.
We're talking I'll get back to you on that. That's a loaded question. No, that's a loaded question.
I stole your shtick.
Well,
I'm
Yeah, you're
sorry.
stealing my
my gun.
shtick, dude.
I'm
Well,
sorry.
you know what? I'm interested because Hallie looks like she's deep in thought. I want to know what kind of stuff you'd sell as a video game merchant. What would you provide to the protagonist?
I don't know. When you first asked this question, I thought you meant like types of video games that you'd sell to someone, and I was like, "What are you talking about Coke for?"
No.
But-
Just like what would you
and then
sell?
It clicked, so
Yeah, what would you
apologies.
sell?
Well, I mean, there is a game called Pepsi Man, which is about the
Pepsi.
Pepsi Man.
Ah, I hate Pepsi.
And where's Coke
There's a-
Man?
Yeah, where's
There's
Coke
a
Man?
there's a game.
We don't talk about Coke Man. He's
It's right here.
He's in his call right
Coke
now.
Man's on the run.
he's
Uh,
dead.
but yeah, I want to know what's your stock looking like?
I don't know. I guess like books.
True.
Got them
and,
ancient
art
texts.
supplies.
Okay, I can see that coming in pretty handy. Protagonist walks up. They need that ancient text. You got it. You got it in your bag for
Oh,
that.
they're not like no.
12,000 gold.
No.
Yeah, it's Twilight, but we're 400 years in the future, so it's an ancient text.
She's also the
It's-
side
it's-
quest
it's
giver, being
in,
like, "Go into this tomb and find me some ancient
Yeah.
literature dated back 3,000 years."
Go find me this novel.
It's like in Baldur's Gate when you look at the bookcases and there's like Curse of the Vampire. It's that stuff. It's not important to anything. There's books for
But
pure
they're
enjoyment.
interesting. Yeah, they provide lore to the setting or the game that you're in, you know?
I mean, I guess if you find that stuff important, that's great for you. But I would be put in that game with them being like, "There's no intention for this character, just in case." That's me. I'm that
Okay.
character.
You're that character. Well, I kind of want to know a little bit more about some other characters. So, Noah, what would your video game merchant stock look like? What do you got lined up in your bag?
I got no idea. Honestly,
You got no idea?
probably just pens.
No.
Pen?
There was one day
Love.
I needed like a pen for something. I went to Home Depot and I got like 40 pens for some reason. So I just have like 30 pens in my backpack. I don't know what to do with them. So I'd just be going around like, hey, adventurer, would you like a pen? I have a red one, a blue one, and a green one. Obviously, the blue would be the most expensive.
Yeah. Add on to that question. How much are you pricing these at?
The blue would be like 10 gold pieces. I'm not crazy, all right?
Yeah.
Sure, 10 gold. 10 gold. Okay, 10 gold might be a lot. Maybe. Are we talking
Yeah.
D&D
It's a little bit.
For a pen.
Yeah, but I only have
It'd be like
one
a
blue
copper.
pen, and it's very important to
Oh.
me.
Oh,
Okay.
I see.
Never mind. The sentiment.
Yeah, it has, like,
Everything else
There's
is like
like a
2
design
copper.
Pen pawn shop.
Yeah, there's a description on it that's like the cap is slightly chewed on. You can tell that someone loved this pen.
Big fan.
That
Comes in
sounds
handy
like
later.
That sounds like a little thing you'd get in like Binding of Isaac. Slightly
Chewed.
pen.
I think a chewed pen
Probably.
cap is a trick.
Yeah, there is.
There you go.
Also, like my character would have like an ink stain just on like the side of his mouth.
That's where the
No
chewed
wonder
pen
the
comes
blue
from.
pens went missing. There's only one left.
I hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah, what happened to the other 10? Like, you said you got
He
40.
ate
You
them.
said 30.
Ate
What
'em.
happened?
He
You know what?
He
Hey,
likes
after
blue
the
taste.
after the first 5 pens, Noah was like, you know what could
Tastes
really
like
watch
blue
down these
raspberry.
5 pens?
It tastes
5
like
more
blue.
pens?
No.
5 pens.
Well, Evan,
and
I
5
see you
more
mouthing that pen eating action, so I want to know, what are you selling? What's your video game merchant stock? You look like a merchant
Yeah,
right now.
you got
Like,
some
like
devious
I pull up to you in
What are you
Resident Evil.
buying?
He looks like a merchant on the street that would sell you.
Drugs.
Happy
Illegal
pills.
things.
Well, I mean, while you guys were talking, I literally thought of a name, but I'd probably be the music, like background
The
music guy.
man.
I'm the extra.
You
was
I'm
your
the extras
man.
menu. I'm the sound test.
You're the music
Alright.
man.
Yeah, I probably sell records, depending on the type of game. You know, I actually was playing a game not too long ago called No Straight Roads, which is all about like rock and roll and EDM. Besides the point, main
Oh, I thought
collectible
it
in
was
that was
about
records.
roads.
And so you would get records that would power up your characters, and then stickers to go on like your guitar keys, all that stuff. So I'd
Cool.
probably be that guy selling that stuff.
Yeah. Why do I imagine
And
you have like sunglasses that are like vinyl records, like big ass like vinyl records?
That's so true.
I don't know why, but the first thing that came to my mind was that you sold like a record shooting gun. Like it's a big square like record box with a handle on it. You put this record
why
in.
does
Just,
that sound so familiar? I swear I've played a game that has that.
That
I
sounds like a
think I've
maybe
seen
border.
that
Gungeon. Enter the
before.
Gungeon.
Oh, true.
Maybe
Enter
Enter the
Gungeon.
Gungeon.
Yeah, it might have been Enter the Gungeon. Anyways, the
Great
shop
game.
name would be called Back Alley Records.
Back Alley Records. That's base.
Nice.
Yeah, I can see the. I can see the text box pop at the bottom, and then you just pop up at the right side.
My
Well,
shop name
you know what?
is Penn Island, by the way.
Nice.
Penn Island. Let's go.
Nice.
Well, Alyssa, I want to know what kind of stuff are you selling?
I would sell crystals. Crystals and tarot cards. If we were in a
Alyssa's that
fan of
girl.
Yep. I am. I got
You know I am
crystals
that
on a
girl.
shelf over there. I got 2 set of tarot cards over there. 3 set of tarot cards over there. And yeah.
Out
I
in
would
the
sell-
void that is your room.
So true.
That'd be a great shop, though.
But
Looks like you're in
yeah,
space.
and true. I would want, I'm going back to fucking Pokemon. You know that gym leader who has like you walk in and it's just a room and then you step on a portal and then you're like in space.
Yeah. I think
You
it's
lost
like
me.
Gen 6
I think it's like
psychic
Gen
type.
6. Yes. That would be my shop.
I think it's like
You would
the
walk
7th
in.
gym leader.
I think so. I forget her name. It's like Olympia maybe?
That sounds
I have a
right.
question. Do you have a crystal ball on a table?
I don't.
Not
No
yet.
pondering
You need to
orbs,
get
Not
no
yet,
pondering orbs?
but I need one. My shop
She'll
would
get
have
one.
one. My shop would have one. And yeah, if we were in a fantasy setting, they would probably do something for the adventure.
Yeah, like plus
Like
1
a-
defense.
Yeah, they probably do shit based off like what the crystal is. And yeah, that would be my shtick.
Well, I thought of my shop name. It'd be Coke Hangers.
Okay.
Coke Hangers.
But you have them like
Oh
on
my
like
God.
hanging above you, like little bird chimes. They like clack together, and make noise.
Bruh.
Yeah, all the empty cans I make into arts and crafts.
Beautiful.
Love.
Now, speaking of arts and crafts, there's a very wonderful spell in D&D called Fabricate. All right, you can make stuff with Fabricate. You just need the materials for it. Now, this is a wonderful segue because I want to know what one superpower or spell, if you could have it in real life, what would you want? You know, what kind of
Like a D&D
unique
spell?
thing? Yeah, D&D spell or just superpower. A superpower is on a broader spectrum. I don't care what you say. If you want all of Superman's abilities, just say Superman's abilities. But if you want to get really finite and like down gritty with it, you
Down
pick
and
a
gritty
spell.
with it.
Yeah.
You said gritty and you lost all concentration.
Yeah, I did. I did.
did.
Do you see my eyes?
yeah, just they glazed over. Gritty.
Gritty. No, since you're looking at the camera, look at the camera and tell us what you want. What kind of power and spell do you want?
What I would want, and I've thought about this once, would be Stephen Strange's
Right
like
now.
portal ability.
Oh,
Just because like I can
dude,
travel
dope.
the world, and he
Yeah.
doesn't use that like as well as he should. By the way, like that one portal ability could be the most broken ability, but he only uses it for transport. He uses it occasionally, like throw things at people, but he could like throw people into fucking space,
True.
into the sun. Like, come on, Steven, be a bit more creative with it. But I would just use it to like go places. Like I would visit just
Yeah.
everywhere on
To
Earth.
be evil.
I'm not sure it would be evil.
Can you
Look,
imagine you
I'm-
open a portal to space and you just
Noah's doing
sucked through it as well?
endgame shit.
Go on.
Noah's
over.
being the good guy, and I'd immediately, if someone bothered me, I'd be bye.
Hey,
Vanish.
what's that on the floor? What's that on the floor?
You're going to the swamp.
Hit him with the. It says gullible on the floor. They look down. Portal to space.
Portal to a
No,
space where it says
I
gullible
wouldn't.
on the
I
floor.
wouldn't outright kill them. I'd just
Someone
be
like
you're
steps
going
out
to
your
the
shoe.
swamp.
Bye.
to the swamp.
Hey,
The
Yeah.
swamp
Going to the
in
swamp.
Louisiana.
Editor, can we get
terrifying.
that quoted,
Mississippi.
please? Can we get what Halia said?
You're going
Go
to
to
the
the-
swamp?
You're going
You're
to the swamp. Can we
can't.
get that quoted,
Holy
please?
shit.
We'll get that on a plaque. Can we
Shrek?
get that on a plaque so I can
Down
hang it
to
up
the
behind
well.
me? You're going to the swamp.
You're going to the swamp.
Well,
You're
speaking
going
of
to the
going to
well.
swamps,
I'm so sorry. I just interrupted Noah. Apologies.
Get swamped, bitch.
That was a great anecdote.
Get Shrek.
Well, speaking of traveling and moving on, why don't we move on to Alyssa? You know, I wonder what kind of spell or power you'd want.
The obvious answer would be fireball.
Why is that obvious?
Alyssa's gonna commit
Obvious for us.
serious acts of arson.
Because I'm the sorcerer.
You roll natural 1 in D&D and you're like, mm-mm. It goes by the entire...
For me, though? I don't fucking know.
So you don't know what kind of power you want? You don't know, like, well, you know what, we'll come back
Like,
to you
okay,
then,
like,
because-
obviously,
Her power
if
is
this
pausing.
was real life, we'd all pick, like, something to make, like, infinite food, or, like, help
Infinite
people.
money.
But if you just want a cool
Yeah.
superpower, then I'm choosing portals.
I
Yeah.
want fireballs.
You want
Exactly.
fireballs?
If we were in I'm basing this in we're in a D&D setting. And there's someone trying to freaking
Bless you.
The mages that
Kill
are coming
me.
for us.
Yeah, the tribunal.
exactly.
Well, no, they might
I-
not be coming for us. If they like this episode, then they're not going to come for us. So if there's no episode 4, you know what happened to us.
Yeah, I'm pessimistic.
Send help, Michael. But you want fireballs, yeah?
But yeah, I would want fireballs.
Okay, yeah. Hopefully you have an arcane focus, because who wants to get bat guano all over their hands, right?
True.
Now, speaking about getting bat guano all over our hands, Evan, I hope your power has nothing to do with bat guano and being all over your hands.
It doesn't.
Thank God.
I have 2.
Same.
Are we allowed to
Oh,
have
look
2?
at you go.
Yeah,
Look
you
at
can.
you guys
Two
I
is
also
go.
have 2.
I want 2 as well.
No, I'm just gonna say one that first came to my head, and that's prismatic wall.
That's pretty based.
What's that
Prismatic
do?
wall is very good.
I believe it's a multicolored wall that, depending on what layer the being steps into, they take a certain type of damage.
Okay.
I think they roll
I'm
for
actually gonna look
it
this
to
up.
see. There's a bunch of different effects that can happen.
I was really hoping you just stop at the multicolored wall.
It's a multicolored
Yeah.
wall.
And I was like,
You ain't wrong.
that's amazing for your job.
A shimmery, multicolored plane of light forms.
Dude's got the spell book.
You do.
There's red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet.
Okay, what does it
indigo
do?
there? Damn.
It has all the colors
Red
of
is
the
fire
rainbow.
damage. Orange is
They do a bunch of different types of
Acid,
effects and
yeah.
damages, right?
yeah.
That'd be cool.
You can see in a fantasy setting where that could become very handy. You know,
Just
some
wall 'em.
some tavern goer pisses
Stop
you
bringing
off.
my walls down. I'm not ready for this relationship.
Not ready to become vulnerable like that yet. What's your second power you'd want then? What's your alternative? If you can't have the prismatic wall, what can they give you?
Yep.
I mean, would you consider the Ocarina of Time a power?
Time travel?
Well,
The
not necessarily
ocarina?
time travel, but like be able to play songs that influence the world.
A magic flute is your superpower kind of thing you're doing? Or magic ocarina, okay.
Ocarina, get it right, gosh.
The magic ocarina? Get it fucking right.
Hot.
I think that could be a pretty cool, especially because it's so like there's so much you can kind of do with that. Maybe mix
So
up
many
the
people you
songs a little
could
bit.
influence.
Yeah, there's so many things you can
Hallie
influence
is
with that.
a super villain.
Whoa!
Okay, guys,
Is that the
I think we
mages?
better answer these
Yeah, I
questions.
need to get
we might want
mad.
to answer these questions a little bit
Sorry.
better. Yeah, Oh my god.
Can you say it again? What'd you say? What,
Yeah, what kind of superpower spell would you want if
I
you
don't
could
know
have
what
one?
happened. Everyone
Okay,
just jumped out of their chairs. I
Lock
don't
it,
know what
lock it.
happened.
I think, well, the main one that I'd want would be, of course, the know and be able to speak all languages
Yeah.
that are alive, because that's cool. And then, like, sort of, like, in Multiverse of Madness, like the new girl, America, I think is her name.
Yeah.
She can just travel the multiverse.
Yeah, kind of like the Wizard Tribunal, yeah, the Mage Tribunal.
Sure, I don't know what that means, but yeah, that'd be so cool. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Oh,
Be very dangerous though.
It would
Oh,
be, but
well,
like,
yeah.
it would be very cool.
I wouldn't
Especially
say,
if your body could adapt to each of the realities, but
Otherwise,
Oh, I was
it would
thinking
get
like movie
flung.
reality.
Oh,
if I-
yeah.
Like if we're watching Lord of the Rings, I'm like, you know what? I wanna try that. I'll just pop in and be like, I'm gonna steal this grape from you, Bilbo. Thank you. Just
Yeah.
that.
Thanks.
Or like with books as well.
That's
That'd
true.
be cool.
That's true. Yeah, you can actually live it out while you're reading. That's cool.
That'd be so fun.
Yeah,
That ties back to the setting question. You could actually
Yeah,
just
it
go there.
Yes.
you could just visit these settings, and you
Yeah.
can find your
True.
for real 100% favorite settings. See where you like. You know.
Yeah. I think that'd be cool.
Well, if I could have one superpower spell, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty simple. Prestidigitation. Cool drinks, warm stuff up, make it taste better. Come on. There's so many. I could be the world's best magician as well. It'd be awesome. But if we're talking about something big, we want something cool. I think just like Superman's powers, maybe not Superman's powers exactly, but like the ability to fly and being like invulnerable to damage. Like that could be cool, you know.
Did you just say fly?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Superman.
You're afraid
can
of
fly.
heights.
Yeah, but imagine. I assume I wouldn't be afraid of heights if I could fly, because you can catch yourself, and also if I was invulnerable to like damage. Like even if I fell, I
Yeah.
wouldn't die.
Superman's powers consist of him not being scared of flying.
I don't want any of his powers because like he has super sensitive hearing, X-ray vision, heat vision, cold breath, whatever. I don't want all that. I don't want to hear what other people are saying in other rooms or like being able to see through walls. I don't want that stuff.
Creepy.
Yeah, it could be very.
Don't
Okay,
worry
let's move
about
on to
that.
the next question. They're not liking this question.
Yeah, they're
Let's move on to the
fucking.
next one.
They're above me right now.
Yeah, we need to be careful. What is your guys' favorite magic item in D&D? Now this one is going to require a little bit of thought, so that's why I've prepared my favorite magic item in D&D, and that would probably be the Gloves of Thievery. What they do is they add 5 points to your sleight of hand skill. They just make you a little bit better, not a little bit, a lot better at sleight of hand. And you're thinking, oh, that's for pickpocketing. Like, oh, you can just use that for pickpocketing. Maybe picking locks. But that's not what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about the juggling. I'm thinking about all the magic tricks you do, the cup tricks, switching the cups around. Someone drops something, throw something at me, whack! Grab it, the sleight of hand with that.
Yo.
Balisong tricks. I like doing Balisong tricks. That would make me better with them. Think
love-
about the uses of that.
I love the way you think about this.
Hail song, Balisong?
'Cause
Hail
it-
song and Balisong.
there are some magic items that could like alter the universe or bring back people from the dead. And you're like, I want to juggle.
Yeah. Well, like if you're going with the easy way out, like you're picking the Ring of Wishes.
Hell
you just
yeah.
get like a D4 wishes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But
You're on my kill list now.
You've been on mine too.
well, guys, let's answer these questions so we're not on the tribunal's kill list. So let's go over
Guys.
swiftly to Alyssa. What's your favorite magic item in D&D? Now, if you don't know a lot of them, just pick one that you've had.
Staff of Fireball.
Yeah, the beads of fireball.
It's so true.
What was the staff that Ordelia
Was it-
had?
The staff of
Oh,
power.
It was something,
Staff
I
of the Mad
believe.
Eye, maybe?
I don't remember
Didn't
what
we
it's
take
called.
that shit off of like there was like a big mage in a tower?
It was the head of Arcanus. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure is what it was called.
That was
but I
like
know what you're
way
talking about.
back.
I don't.
in one
Yeah,
of
I used the
Jonas's
staff of the
campaigns.
Magi.
Staff of
Was
Power
it?
sounds right.
I think it's either the staff of power or the Magi staff or something like that.
I don't
But I know-
remember
yeah.
exactly, but I believe it gave me extra sorcery points.
Or maybe it was a custom item then.
Or it's making me mad. I gotta look at it. Please hold.
Well,
Well,
while
one
you're
of the
googling
things
your
is-
answer,
I'm not googling. I'm looking at Ordelia's character sheet.
You still got that
Please
up.
hold. Yeah, I have
Oh.
every character every character I've had except for 2. I have on a drive.
That
we'll
would be
call
fun
back to
go
episode
through.
1 when Evan had
also
to ask Google. He was answering the questions I was asking with Google. Hey Siri, you know what I'm talking about? Alyssa's doing just that right now.
Stop outing
I'm
me.
not.
Stop outing me.
I'm not googling.
Alyssa's googling it right now.
Well,
It was the staff of
I can-
Magi.
So
Magi?
you were right. Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah,
That's just
Yeah.
powerful. Oh my god.
it is very powerful.
But I don't
Giving
think
sorcerers-
you used it like at all.
You cast fireballs through it. That's
Yeah.
pretty much
I
it.
did cast fireballs through it.
There's a
Because
shit ton
that
of other
was-
things you.
That was the thing I did.
Yeah, there's a lot of other things you could do with it, but why do other things when fireball exists,
You
right?
can make
Like it's just
Yeah.
a fun. It's a
It's
fun
plus
spell
2
to
to
cast.
attack. And I guess I had 36 charges on it.
Well, we're talking about 36 charges. Let's move on to maybe another magic item that's 36 charges. No, what's your favorite magic item?
me. Well, I'm
Yeah.
glad you asked because it is one you
Yeah.
created, Ryan. Way back in the day when we first met the great DM known as Jonas, way back in 12 AD.
Oh,
Ryan had an artificer character who I believe was like a skeleton.
yeah, I was a
And,
skeleton.
Yeah, we the party
Is this
found
the
him
guy
like
you were talking about
underground.
last time?
No, he's talking
Oh.
about Thornton right now.
Yeah, Thornton, and that was his
Ooh.
name.
Thornton
I
J
still
something.
have that letter.
And he would make a lot of goofy magic items that had the tendency to not work. But in this case, I think he rolled an at 20. My character was a monk named Gerald. He was all about moving fast. That was his whole gimmick. He had like 70 movement speed per round, which was insane. And I asked Thornton to make me Boots of Haste, which he aptly named Hasty Boots of Gerald.
I thought you were going to talk about the birthday one, but I do like Thornton's case of just making
Oh,
cursed
the
items.
birthday one.
And the one
Birthday
item
one?
that
Oh.
wasn't cursed that he made was the Hasty Boots of Gerald.
Yeah, and that
I
shit
remember because he
was
wanted like
broken.
flip flops, right? He
Yeah,
wanted
something like
flip-flops.
that. I think they had wings on them. I can't remember.
They were like sandals with wings on them because you wore
Jackson
sandals.
Because
Converse?
Gerald was a monk.
Yeah. He was also a spy, but don't let anyone else know that.
Yeah. Funny story.
Um,
But yeah, it worked super well. I had that boots throughout the entire campaign, and they let me move very fucking fast, and I like that.
yeah, those boots were definitely they're very convenient because it's not even like they're necessarily overpowered. They cast haste
Yep.
as a bonus action, which is a little bit like, but in terms of like power scaling, like later on in the campaigns, it doesn't really like the monsters you're throwing at people. They probably already have 2 actions to throw back, or they're a spellcaster. Spellcasters are crazy late game. But I'm actually surprised that you remember that. That's cool.
Yeah.
That makes me feel good as a person who made Thornton.
I mean, if anything, I still have your Thornton letter that you wrote
Oh,
to my character.
yeah, inviting everyone to the Thornton Co. Well, talking about Co, there's still 2 people in this Co that haven't answered. So let's start off. Let's jump right into
These
Hallie.
segues
Hallie,
are
what's your
getting
favorite?
worse. and
Yeah.
worse.
What are you guys talking about? Shut up! What do you? Come on, work hard on these segues. What's your favorite
Michael,
magic item?
Michael,
Hallie?
leave a comment directed to Ryan. Let
And
him know how to
leave me some
segue.
suggestions.
Give us some money so that way we can buy him a Segway.
Oh my god!
don't give us money.
Don't give us
Joking.
money.
Get- just give
Not
me some
serious.
segue lines, please.
Help him work on his routine.
You know what? I think my favorite magic item is Vecna's hand. No,
You scare me.
I don't know.
Jesus.
I don't. What? I don't remember any magic items that I've had.
I got one. Flesh carver.
What was that? Is that a magic item?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Flesh carver is pretty great.
Give us a rundown on what Flesh Carver is.
Oh, great sword. Thank you, Jonas.
That's it.
It was a
That's
great
all
sword.
you need to know.
It
It was a great sword.
was.
There's a
Talia's
space.
seal of approval.
It was amazing, and I still have dreams about it. But I also like just like the cloak of. Is there a cloak of like disguised self or something? I feel like
Yeah.
There is the hat
There's
of
a cap.
disguise, yeah.
that.
Is there not a cloak
Sure.
as well?
I feel like there was.
I feel like
But
it
maybe
was.
I'm getting mixed up between the cloak of
There's-
invisibility.
There's also the fashionable
Remember.
clothes that can change their appearance at will.
That's what I'm thinking
Oh.
about. Okay,
That's
that one.
it.
sounds cool too. So flesh carver and I guess the cap of disguised self.
That's based.
Yeah.
Just to
Flesh carver
just-
was broken.
Yeah, just to give you guys a little bit of a rundown, if a creature could bleed, you could add stacks to it. A d6 per stack. When you land an attack, the stack count goes up by 1. And at the start of their turn, they take whatever the total number of stacks is in d6 damage. So let's say you have 5 stacks on you, you take 5 d6 damage at the start of your turn.
It was so poetically pleasing to me because when that was first introduced, my character Karis was getting completely shit on by it. So
Yeah.
once the wielder died,
Free.
That bitch
It
was
was so
mine.
free. It
Yeah,
was so
that's
free.
always fun. To see the power of the item that you're gonna get.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Well, you know what? We're talking about the power of items to get, and I want to know what Evan's favorite item that he's gotten. I want to know what it is.
That I've gotten. Or
Just your favorite magic item. It was a segue. I don't have any better material, Evan. Come on, throw me a bone.
work on it.
Okay.
Honestly, just one that's kind of useful if you're a cook. The alchemy jug,
Oh.
especially
Oh,
with
yeah.
the blue and orange. Have that as my character in
Jar
Jonas's
of
current
mayonnaise.
campaign.
You have like 2 liters
Jar
of
of
mayonnaise.
mayonnaise.
Infinite mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise.
There's mayonnaise in it.
We survive off mayonnaise, for the
Mayonnaise.
record. Yeah.
It's helped a lot, just story wise. Always nice to know that you're making a warm, very good meal, and having the
Pizza.
supplies there.
Yeah. Even if it doesn't technically
fettuccine,
provide like any.
fettuccine.
Yeah, fettuccine.
Fettuccine.
No, it's
Alfredo?
Artocchini Alfredo.
Oh,
You
okay.
know,
Pizza.
hey, we don't
Pizza.
talk about his naming
Pizza.
conventions. We don't. You think my segues are bad? You should hear this guy's naming conventions for D&D food.
And you should see my aprons when I go into battle.
Oh no, we
Oh
don't
my
talk about the
God,
aprons.
bro.
Now
This
that's
is,
an item we should talk about in a full podcast, a full like 2-hour podcast about those aprons.
Yeah, Evan played a cook who was twins with Hallie's character Evelyn. This was in the campaign with Alzyrith, Emmy, and Sabbath for those who watched the last episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for just a fun, like non-consequential item to give, the Jug of Alchemy, Alchemist Jug, whatever you want to call it, Alchemy Jug, I combined 2 that were both wrong. It's pretty good to give. It does provide acid. It's like 2 flasks of acid per
but
long
also
rest.
free booze.
But- Yeah, typically the players aren't going to use it for the acid. Like, you're going to be casting spells and, like, doing stuff like that. Of course, I guess
Love
if they have,
casting
like,
spells.
if you love casting spells. But really, it's the food aspect that they're going to be using it for, especially if you got a cook in the group like Hugo. So,
Actually, speaking of the acid, there was a moment where I got Mixilus, who's Evelyn's imp. I got
My
him to
boy.
use acid in, I think it was a mind flare colony.
Yeah,
Yeah, just
the Mind Flare Forest.
in order to like protect himself, he went on scouting ahead, and I gave him a vial of acid.
Yeah, the alchemy jug is a nice
Yeah, that
tool,
makes sense.
multi-tool. Early game, there is ways that it will make the early game a little bit easier. Late game, it is extremely inconsequential, but it's still such a nice item to have.
Yeah.
Now, I just talked about spells and loving to cast spells. You guys like spells?
I love casting spells.
Shadow Wizard money game.
We
SPELLS.
love casting spells.
We love casting spells. Now, I want to know, what do you guys think the coolest interaction you've seen a spell have? Whether it's just like a smart use of like, let's say someone casting Silent Image to like disguise themselves behind a wall, or maybe just like Shape Water. I know Noah's used Shape Water in a pretty interesting way before. Just seeing maybe ways spells aren't meant to be used, but you've seen them used in a unique and intriguing manner. What do you guys think your favorite interaction has been? And you know what? Alyssa's got that smile that says she knows what she's gonna say, so let's hear it.
I got it. This comes from me reading a spell and totally not realizing till someone else mentioned it that I was using it all fucking wrong. And that is Encode Thoughts. Back to Emmy, my big robot baby. She would cast Encode Thoughts to like, it's kind of like in Star Wars where like the droids would like
R2D2 does the whole.
Yeah, she would
They would, like,
holographically
project
an image.
images and like thoughts, because that's what I thought the spell does. And then it took Noah one random day being like, you're using Encode Thoughts wrong, and I was like, what?
But at that point,
But-
it was for the
But at
character.
that
so-
point,
It's too late.
exactly.
Yeah, it was
And
It's
It
her
was
own
really
spell.
nice. It's really
And like
cute,
Encode
so.
Thoughts is like a cantrip, right? So it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
who
It's
fucking
like a
cares?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cantrip.
That's really funny.
Normally, it
It's a
works like
cantrip.
the Harry Potter thing, where Dumbledore pulls out a memory of his like a strand,
Oh, yeah.
and then it creates a bunch of these strands that you could read with the spell Encode Thoughts. But
I love that scene.
Emmy's got some cool shit,
Yeah.
so
It,
just give
it
it
comes
to her.
to
Emmy's a liar.
Alyssa not reading the full spell, because I read the string thing and I was like, can I change this to be a projection? And then I didn't read the part about Decode Thoughts. So
But
but yeah,
it
it's
is-
such a small spell.
Smell?
I can't fucking speak today. It's such a small
Small
spell.
spell. That's actually hard to say.
small spell.
It's a tongue twister.
Say
spell.
say that 10
Small
times
spell.
spell.
Yeah, let us know how you guys do with the smell.
Small
Small
spell.
smell.
Small
Small spell.
Small
Small
spell.
Yeah. It just turned into an Emmy spell. Emmy spell. Jesus Christ, I'm saying spell too much that I can't even say it right anymore.
It is definitely up there on the list of like coolest interactions, especially just reworking it to be like that.
Yeah,
there
there
was
was times two. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you go.
There was times two where Mr. Elzirith would change
Oh.
and forget the party and forget like things
Old
that
man
happened.
amnesia.
Old man. Old
he
man.
got captured by aliens, and they took his
He
memory.
definitely did.
Story for another day. We'll get
Just
there.
don't tell us where they
Story,
stuck the
big
probe.
story for another day. And Emmy went up to him and he's like, "You don't remember us?" And literally sat there for 8 hours replaying the campaign start to finish for Elzirith, so he could remember all of
that
us.
day.
I remember that too.
We do.
What a
Yeah.
silly day.
It was a big day.
It
That's
was
a
a
big day.
really big
Yeah, that was a
and
weird
spooky
moment.
day.
Just
Well,
like seeing all
speaking-
these things that happened that you have no memory of.
Yeah.
Definitely a jarring experience. But speaking of weird ways spells have been used, and Noah in the same sentence, Noah in one of my first campaign, or I guess first real campaigns, but it wasn't really, like, it wasn't that good. He used hallucinatory terrain to disguise where they were camping out, which was in a Hezro nest. and they disguised it as a big pile of garbage, so that the creatures, because they were confined to a big ass maze, so he pretty much just disguised where they were camping out as a big garbage pile, so nobody would come up and approach it. And I think,
fun.
obviously, that's kind of what hallucinatory terrain is supposed to do. But seeing it actually used like that and work was a very, very nice experience. Because I remember you were Seth, right? It was.
I was a Yati warlock.
Yeah. Very, very cool, interesting character, and I liked the interaction that hallucinatory terrain had with the setting of the campaign, how it kind of saved their ass a little bit. So
Yeah, I like finding spells that people don't use as often and trying to find uses for them.
Yeah.
well, if you like finding them, then why don't you tell me what your favorite interaction is right now?
Well, there's
is
one
very
that I had, and then I'm going to pass it back to you, Ryan, because there's one that you had as well. The one you would
Pass the
we were-
baton.
yeah, and we'll get to that.
What?
Yeah, there was we were just talking about like creatively using spells, and I was trying to find a way to use Magic Mouth, which, if you don't know, is a spell where you can like put a word or like a phrase into an object and set trigger conditions where if somebody like touches it or if somebody says a word around it, that object will come alive and start talking. And I thought of a way where it would be like it would be my spell book. So if anybody tried to touch or steal my spell book, it would go, "Hey,
Oh.
he's stealing my spell book." Or this spell book will go like, "Hey, buddy, stop! Let me go! Like, put me back!" Something funny like that. And I also had it so I had like an eye or like a coin or something, and it would always be on me, and it would just passively tell if somebody had opened my bag or something. And it would also be like, "This guy's trying to steal from your bag, buddy, watch out." And I thought, like, that was, because I don't think I've seen Magic Mouth used, like, very commonly. It's a
I wanna
very, very
use it so
strange
bad.
spell. You can get really creative with it.
I know. I saw it a little while ago, and I was like, need that one day.
Yeah, it's also great for just scaring people, freaking out the party. And there was the pass the baton moment, which was Ryan's moment, which we just had in Out of the Abyss. He has a little wizard guy, and we were in combat, and he had Tensor's floating disc up, which is like this little 5-meter disc of stone people can like stand on, and he would use catapult to like launch it at somebody, and it would come back to him. So it was like he had this like little like hockey puck that he would fling at people with the force of a catapult. And I just thought it was super cool, and I had this cool image in my head where he would like
Yeah,
bounce
that
it
was
back
cool.
and forth, and it would come back like boom, boom, boom. And I just thought it
I
was
remember
nice.
specifically asking
Yeah.
Evan, would you consider Tensor's floating object an object, or Tensor's floating disc an object? And him looking back at me and going, "Yeah."
And that's one of those situations where you can be like,
Relatable.
the rules say you can't do that, but like
The
it's
rules are
lenient
cool.
enough where if a DM would allow it, who cares?
Yeah.
It's also just like a what harm does it do? Like I could have just
Well,
like
38
like
damage.
well, I mean, I could have just like picked up a rock and done it.
True.
Like I could have just reached my bag and grabbed one of the
Yeah, but some people
many
are,
things that I have, right? But
Some people are a little silly when it comes to the rules because they want it down to a T.
yeah, I understand if you like having the rules down to a T, but sometimes having that little bit of flexibility and that leniency
Actually,
definitely does create
Actually?
these cool character moments and traits where they adapt these as like main strategy, right? So having like a cool rule bend as a main character thing is, or not main character, but like a main character trope that you have, kind of makes it feel a little bit more unique because people aren't allowed to technically and haven't done it yet. So, why don't we move on to Evan? Evan, what do you think your favorite spell interaction has been?
No, this isn't necessarily a spell, but more along an environmental thing.
Yeah.
And with going back to like hallucinatory terrain and all that stuff, in Out of the Abyss, there is a purple mist that can randomly just show up. In our last session, I made it so that way. What they had just finished fighting 2 hook horrors and looting their cave and whatnot. Shout out to Chirp.
Shout out to Chirp.
Shout out.
Take that baby hook horror that Hallie's
Yeah,
character
he's my
got.
son now. He's my son now. He knows I'm his
Talia
mama.
just sees animal in D&D and is like, "This is mine now. Thank you."
You're coming home with me.
I don't care if it's hostile. It is mine.
No, because it's a baby. He doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't
Not
know what
yet.
he is.
Also, we
But you
probably
were saying
killed his
it?
mom.
Sorry.
Anyways,
Yeah.
what I had done is made it so that way they had experienced a horrifying figure chasing them through the said hook horror lair into a giant cavern. Well, little did they know that once they had regrouped at the Knoll camp that they had made their base, the purple mist had already set in, and the hallucinations started happening immediately. So they were chased by a Demogorgon. Then once they got into this cave, I believe Wicker had a hallucinatory moment with Oberon, Fae god.
Wicker is a fairy.
Wicca
very
well,
true.
Wicker is Noah's character.
What'd you say?
Huh?
Never mind.
He's a happy little guy,
Sorry.
He's a happy little
he
guy.
thought he met his
that
dad,
Noah plays
Oberon.
in Out of the Abyss.
but you know,
Yeah.
ouch. I guess it was a hallucination. Sorry.
Oops.
And ended up seeing some ooze start devouring his body
Yummy.
and everyone in the parties. But while that was happening, Kiri, which is Hallia's character, saw one of the NPCs named Eldeth die from fatal wounds, and then fed her a mushroom, turning her dead corpse into a myconid. And the party fought. You want to say something?
I didn't actively choose to do that.
No.
Just putting
You
that
were
out
going-
there.
She
you were
has
going
a,
to Lulu, Halia.
a weird
You were
funky
going to
thing that I
Lulu.
don't want to go into details here.
Spoilers.
She's being
Yeah.
possessed by fungi.
I'm just a fun gal.
So
You're turning
they fought
into a
Eldeth,
myconid.
easily took care of her, but then as the night progressed, her character started growing mushrooms everywhere on her body until she just became a mushroom and suffocated. Then Ares, which is Alyssa's character, she ended up seeing, instead of it being a crystallized cavern, it was a foggy room, and saw a large figure with a deer skull on its head with red eyes. And as it started to laugh, all of Ares' bones started growing out of her body like tree branches, and then connected everybody, killing them. And then our boy, Wizard Man Merlin,
Big
my favorite
Bong
one is Merlin.
extraordinaire.
almost like a cult circle. He ended up envisioning the lantern that he has duplicating and then forming into the creature that they know as the Demogorgon's body, while yellow flames were surrounding him as he was put onto like one of those torture wheels and spread apart to where only his nerves were holding his body together. But in reality, none of that actually happened. They were all hallucinating.
We all went to Lulu.
Or was it a hallucination? Because they all have something scarred on their body now.
A little reminder that it happened.
Yep.
We
Anyways,
got
yeah.
someone turning into a mushroom. We got Oozman. We got the Dark Urge from Baldur's Gate. And we got a wizard.
So, well, speaking of wizards, wizards love casting spells. Hallie, what's your favorite interaction you've seen a spell have?
I can't think of any because I don't really remember things like that. I remember like really cool parts with people who cast spells, but the interaction isn't. Well, it does what it's supposed to do.
Okay, well, feel free to name one.
Oh, okay. I was just saying because that's not your question.
Cool.
Change the question. Fuck the question.
Make your own
My turn.
podcast.
Well, the first one that comes to my mind was when I first started watching all of these guys, minus Evan, play D&D. One of my first times joining, I think they were all up against a beholder or something like it. And they were in like a cave system. And Alyssa's character, Ordelia, she was the only one that was up at the moment because everyone else was either dead, dying, or not having fun. So she was the one that was up. So then she was like, I gotta do something. I think she casted Fireball, which
I did
ended up.
not.
Oh, I don't know. You did something. So
I
was
cast
like,
Blight.
yeah, you did that one, and it saved everyone, and I thought that was
Yeah.
really cool because that was the first time I saw everyone like freak out. Which, when I first started watching, I was like, "What's going on? Why is everyone so excited?"
Yeah.
And now I do that too.
Yep.
So
It felt cool
But-
for me too because
Yeah.
I kind of the way Ordelia casted Blight is very unique. So the way
was-
she casted it. Sorry, I'm fucking cutting you off. I'm sorry.
it's about your character anyway.
Pretty much Ordelia was like pretty much albino. She had no like melanin in her skin or her hair. So when she casted Blight, pretty much her skin, like her veins and her hair turned like necrotic and dark and green and such. It was a very cool effect.
Oh yeah.
So when that happened, she kind of like froze as this necrotic like energy took over her, and then it ended up killing the thing, and she kind of blinked out of it right when everyone was dying and this thing was dead, and she had to act fast to save people. And yeah, it was a crazy moment.
It was really cool witnessing it as an outsider to D&D.
Damn, I
at
wish
the
I
time.
could have been there to witness that. That sounds fucking awesome.
It was so cool, and
I do have a drawing of what Ordelia looks like
that's true.
casting
Oh, yeah.
Blight. Editor,
Editor.
put it on the side.
Can you put that on the side right next? Yeah, like right there. Yeah.
Isn't she
a little bit.
great?
Actually, wait. Lower it. Yeah. There you go.
Beautiful. Thanks, editor.
Anybody who doesn't know, Blight is a 4th level necromancy spell that just does, I think it's like 8d8 necrotic damage to
Yeah.
a single target. And if it's a plant, bye-bye plant. And if it has hit points, bye-bye hit points. But I can
That
definitely
moment
agree, it
was
very
cool too because it was the first time the party. Well, I guess the party didn't see her cast it for the first time, but it was the first time Ordelia casted the spell, and it was really
Yeah.
cool. So,
And for those
It was really
who was wondering, this is one of the like 4 campaigns Jonas has run. That's when I was playing another Yuan-Ti named Chu. So when Ryan was playing a human dude, I believe, named Armin.
Yeah.
This was an entirely other campaign. But yeah, we were all down. And
Yeah.
Ordelia saved our motherfucking asses.
Yeah. We would
It
have
was so
died.
cool.
We would have died.
Yeah, that was also like the first thing I could like imagine for D&D. So I was like, this is really cool. It
Well,
was like a
I'm glad I could do that for you.
yeah.
Speaking of glad to do things for other people, I'm
Oh
glad
my
that
God.
we could answer these questions for you at home. And also the extra dimensional mage tribunal. I think they're pretty happy. I haven't had any more, can you hear them upstairs still, Noah, or? No one just disappeared! Okay, think of a question. Okay, what do you guys think of the mage tribunal?
I love
I'll start
them.
us
They're
off.
great.
I think
We love them,
they're
we love
so
them, we love them.
awesome. I think they're so awesome, and I
They're
think
great.
they took Evan too. I
Oh,
think they're so awesome, and I
fuck.
think
Oh,
they should bring Evan and Noah back.
They took Halia too.
No, they took Hallie.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Okay. No. They took Alyssa. Okay, guys, I need you to comment every question you can think of. All the questions, answer them. You need to answer them if they're going to be brought back for the next podcast. Speaking of which, you can see that next Monday at 7 p.m. It'll be premiering, and we'll be looking into the chat. So if you're there, please answer the questions. Please answer these ones too. I need them back for the next podcast. Otherwise, there will be no more side quests. Speaking of which, you completed another. So, congratulations, and hopefully you didn't get taken, and hopefully I'm not just talking to your empty chair, but you got some more XP. It's wonderful to see your XP count go up, even if our numbers are dwindling. Tune in next time, get a little bit more XP, get your wands polished, and your shields rewooded, because we'll see you on the next episode of SideQuest.